the Deputy President?
Actually, we've had 2 critical days of orations and perorations in the Senate. And the curtains have finally fallen. Rigathi Gachagua now goes into the annals of history as the former Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya under President William Samoei Kipchirchir Arap Ruto. Now, there are lots of lessons to learn from this, Ashley. One, that the next Deputy President should be subordinating the President fully without question, loyal, without thinking or imagining that that loyalty should be serviced.
So a yes man?
Not a yes man, a person who actually is an assistant and a principal advisor to the President, being somebody that can be the President's sounding board. Reflective, judicious, interrogative, but you don't show it publicly. There's a time Rigathi Gachagua, former Deputy President, called the President and even William Ruto. You don't call the President by his name. Respect the office. So there are a number of cardinal mistakes. In fact, I would call them purple mistakes that Rigathi Gachagua committed. Mistakes that only God can forgive, but politics and law cannot forgive. The other thing, I think that the next Deputy President should be somebody who can learn from the follies of Rigathi Gachagua. Unite the country. If the President is the symbol of national unity, the Deputy President should be equally a symbol of national unity. Show the entire country, all the regions, that they belong. And when you look at the follies and the mistakes, and now the fall of Rigathi Gachagua, now as former Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Kenya's history and its memory of people who have occupied that positions, it's told one thing, that unless somebody is judicious and sits, just like Timothy sat at the feet of Paul of Tarsus, to learn and grow with time, then your time in that office is so limited, and that's why Rigathi Gachagua, former Deputy President, has been a politician who's risen so fast, but he's been a politician with very clay feet. That's why water has swept off the feet.
Well, according to the Deputy President's team, it's not over until the fat lady sings. The fat lady in this case being the corridors of justice. So there's recourse thereafter. Do you expect a case to be filed under certificate of urgency? Equally, do you expect a gazette notice as soon as tomorrow? And then, equally, which one takes precedence? Because in case the DP goes to the courts, he will try and seek recourse and perhaps get back to that position as the Deputy President. As that happens, Parliament, as soon as tomorrow, might be vetting his replacement as the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya.
Jesse, you say that until the fat lady sings. We are here imagining that maybe the fat lady has got vocals that work. In this situation, for Rigathi Gachagua going to the corridors of justice, yes, he can seek whatever reliefs. It is due to him. Those rights are protected by the Constitution. But there will be now a delicate balance or equilibrium between law and politics. If, for example, tomorrow in the special sitting of the National Assembly, they get to deal with other business, including considering a Deputy President nominee, and by tomorrow that nominee is accepted by Parliament, and then the following day is sworn in by the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, in witness by the Chief Justice, of course the President being there, how will the court reverse that? In this case, for example, if the person to be picked as Deputy President is a serving governor, and therefore the moment he is picked, the seat of governor falls vacant, the deputy governor assumes office and nominates somebody else to be deputy governor, how will the court reverse all these things from at the national level, county levels, etc.? And remember that the moment water passes under the bridge, it is difficult to bring that water back. You have the bridge, yes, but not the water. And so here I think the value of Rigathi Gachagua going to court is very important for a number of reasons. One, purposive academic exercise. Two, building our jurisprudence and expanding the brackets. Fourth, going into history. I've heard a senator saying that they can even go to the East African Court of Justice. In fact, it's very important. Question is, even Martha Karua, when she lost, she went there.
Yes.
Even, I think Sonko went there. The Court of Justice is an instrument that helps to build municipal law for purposes of just normative exercises. It cannot change anything that the sovereign have decided.
Okay, and two questions here. Does he retain his PACs? As we speak, he's been impeached, but he goes to court and perhaps they decide, you know what, this process was flawed. Yes, we can't put you back in that position because, you know, it's water under the bridge, but will he retain his PACs?
Just say that question is a very pregnant question. It's promising triplets. Now look, will he get his PACs? A question of law arises. When you are impeached for violating the Constitution, why should you benefit from your violations? Because he will not have retired as a deputy president. He will not have served a full term as deputy president. To retire means you have honored the law to the end of the tour of duty. Okay. He has not. So I think it will be a matter of judicial somersault for Rigathi Gachagua to gain from violation of the law by becoming a beneficiary of part of the statutes that emanate from the very law that he has broken.
Before Ashley comes in, let's talk about the next process, because we've mentioned that perhaps Parliament, in that special sitting set for tomorrow, we might see a name given by, you know, the head of state, and then Parliament then vets. Parliament has been under scrutiny in terms of being an appendage of the executive. So do you truly believe it will be a vetting exercise or a rubber stamping exercise?
As a practicing Christian, my faith is very faithful. And I believe in institutions, I believe in the law, I believe in the Constitution. If at all the example that has happened in the past couple of days and months that Parliament is independent, let us not see this independent ending with the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. We want to see the independence of the legislature going on in executing its mandate. I think that it's probable that when the three arms of government work in consonant, then this country can move forward. I think that Parliament is capable of being independent. This independence is not absolute. Separation of powers is not absolute separation. It's a question of working in conjunction on needs basis in a manner that propagates the rule of law, democracy, and governance in a country such as ours.
All right, I know there's so many issues that came out of that process, but we're out of time. So perhaps your final remarks, and we'll continue, you know, interrogating these issues as we go.
I think, interestingly tonight, time is out of the web for Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, and he's crestfallen that beyond being unwell, even his politics now is unwell. But I think time has come for we as a people in this country to see how we can come together, build the fabric of our nation, strengthen by sewing the seams, make sure that the issue of the impeachment of a deputy president does not bring regional friction, political friction. Let us move together, because this country does not depend on a single individual or Rigathi Gachagua. We need this country needs us. Let us move forward, building together institutions and the laws. Even the courts need to appreciate that the courts are not standing on, in space, because we all need this country cohesive and progressive. Let the courts, let the executive, let the legislature, but most importantly, let the people realize that now this is behind us. Let us move forward and build Kenya together.
All right, thank you so much, Javas Bigambo, who is a governance expert. And of course, we wish that is former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua a quick recovery.
Indeed.
As the senator said, he's a wounded soldier. All right, that's how we wrap things up here at KTN Prime. Thank you so much for joining us and staying with us till late. I am Ashley Mazuri.
And my name is Jesse Rogers. It seems the fate of the Deputy President is signed, sealed, and delivered. Of course, he has recourse in the corridors of justice. That's a story we will be following up for you in a way only we can. So trust us to keep you updated on the developments that will play out today. It's already being past midnight, so we'll definitely be monitoring the National Assembly in that special seating, even as we anticipate a Gazette notice and perhaps a notice filed in the courts as a matter of urgency, bearing in mind the developments that have just played out. My name is Jesse Rogers. Good evening.